Okay, says we're live. Hi, View. Thumbs up and shared. Thank you. You have your book out, the Sketch Encyclopedia book. This is a good book. Martha Audette. Hi, how are you? Hey, Dee Dee. I'm going to draw out of it today, but I got a couple other things I need to do first, but we'll wait for people to come in. So if you're watching on the recording, just scrub forward until stuff starts happening. I'm so glad you came, Martha. I hope everything's well. Hey, Terry Bratt. Terry, you're going to do the zine swap, aren't you? And Terry, I was going to ask you if you have this book, because it's such a good one. God, hair everywhere. All right. All right, come on, peeps. Hopefully YouTube sends out a notification. I have stopped getting notifications pretty much for everything. Or I get weird ones of people that I don't even really watch anymore. So, I don't know. Just something else to bitch about. So, yeah. Hey, Bossy Bud is here. Bossy Bud, I have something fun to show you. No, I don't. It's on my list, but you've not got it yet. Well, don't buy it right away, okay, please? Bossy, how's the move going? Did your furniture and everything get delivered, and have you got it set up where you can maybe sit down and relax? Hi, Joyce. I hope you get everything settled so you can stream on Wednesday. Crumbs from my little breakfast this morning. Okay, God, don't have to get all excited over there. But if you do, that's good too. This is a big old book. It is a big fat boy. Look at that. 900. And I don't know. I already said hi, View, but thanks for liking and sharing. And yeah, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up, because I don't know why, but everybody that streams on YouTube says it. So you're probably supposed to do it. So furniture here, move went mostly well. I do plan to stream on Wednesday, still moving some stuff over and organizing. I hate doing that, but boy, it's nice when you can cull stuff. Yeah. I dread the thought of ever having to move. Hi, Ruth. Okay. People are showing up. Hi, Barbara Clark. It's the law to hit the thumbs up for your videos. Okay, see, that's what I thought, that there was some law somewhere. So thank you for clarifying that, View. You didn't want to get a ticket. I just watch it with the... Tina was sending me messages this morning about one of those electronic fly swatters, you know? And I thought, oh my God, the people I could hit with that. It's raining here today too, Bossy Butt. Yeah, we've had a really good rainstorm this morning. Now it's just kind of regular rain, but I'm glad because it puts off turning on the sprinkler system a few more days. Hey, Starla. So, yeah. So anyway, let me show you. Yesterday I cleaned my room really good. And so I didn't really want to make a mess today because everything's just where it's supposed to be. It's nice and clean because I dusted and everything. But Bossy Butt, you sent me that awesomely cool stencil. I'll show you the stencil. I got stuff piled up everywhere on top of stuff. Anyway, it's called Hippy Dippy. And then she sent me the bee mask, which I haven't used yet. But that's one of Devin's stencils that she sells through PM Artist Studio. And you can just go to pmartiststudio.com, and then they have a bunch of different designers. But this is Bossy Butts, Devin. And I think on PM Artist Studio, she's actually under Yolande, Yolande. So you can look for all her designs. She's got some good ones. But this is one that she was kind enough to send me, and I showed it last week on my Happy Meal. Happy Meal. Happy Meal. I don't need Happy Meals. But anyway, regardless of that. Look at Devin. I actually used it. We have no grass, so I have to take Lucy across the street. I bet the neighbors love that. I'm glad you don't live across from me. But I would have said, oh, Devin, bring your dog over here and use my lawn as the lavatory. That is correct. Under Yolande, not under Bossy Butt. Exactly. Hi, Vale. So I did that. And then the artist on IG that got me doing the crack art, this month, she has done it differently, and she's used a stencil. I had done this before she had done her stencil art, but then I went ahead and did another one that has the panels and the circles, and I didn't get the color exactly right. But so I have been playing with your stencil. I haven't gotten out the jelly plate because I'm so intimidated and overwhelmed by that. But thanks, Bossy. So if you think I wasn't going to use it, I do love the design, though. I have to say it's very fun. But then for Terry Brett, I told Terry that I would look to see if I had any other stencils that would really work. And the only ones I can find are this one. You know, the spaces are big enough that I could actually draw in them. And then this one. So these are the only two stencils I found that I could use of stencils that I already have. So sometime this week, I probably will cut myself. I think she used a hexagon. I'm going to have to go back and look, but it was a hexagon pattern that she used. And all my hexagon patterns are too small. So I'll have to cut one. But I won't mind cutting it. It should be easy. It's all straight lines. No big deal. But these are the only ones I could find that I could conceivably use, which I'm not crazy about either one of them. So, yeah. So, Terry, you might have to do like I do and just go cut yourself or see if you can find it. The problem about finding it, though, is what you're looking at on the screen isn't necessarily going to be a big enough size to work in, right? So I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just going to cut one. It'll take me a part of a day. Who cares? So, yeah. And I was going to show that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is those of you who were at Dee Dee's this morning, this is going to be a repeat, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway because Dee Dee and I have decided that we're going to do a, yeah, it's hard to tell on screen. So, yeah, I'll just come up with the measurements and cut it. But anyway, Dee Dee and I are going to do a zine swap. And I had asked for suggestions, but then I kept coming back to Dee Dee's prompts. When she hands out the prompts, they're so good for just getting you outside of your head and making you think about how am I going to use these. Hi, Pam. So this morning on Dee Dee's stream, she picked 15 zine prompts. And you have to use a minimum of 3 of them. But my feeling is you can use as many as you want. Because I'm going to use more than 3. I kind of have an idea of what think I'm going to do, and I'm going to cram as many as I can. If I can cram all 15 of them in there, I'll cram all 15 of them in. Hi, Barbara. So I'm going to go over the prompts really quick, and you can go back to Dee Dee's and take a screenshot. It's about 18 minutes in where she starts talking about the swap and then pulls the prompts. So I'll just give them to you here really quick. Lawn chair, paints, jewel, pink, gothic. Gothic is kind of a weird one. Octopus, donuts. And immediately when she pulled donuts, I said, oh, I got to put a cop in there. because that's how twisted I am. Fly. And I suppose fly, you could interpret that either as the little insect or just something flying. A cave, you can use any letter, a mirror, a broom, Surratt, which is pointillism, any letter decorated, and a ship. So those are the 15 prompts. You have to use 3, but you can use whatever you want. So, hi, Ego Brain. I'm always jealous of that name. Anyway, and the thing is, you make 6 zines. Well, make an original, make 6 copies, send them to me in a regular envelope with a self-addressed stamped envelope inside if you're domestic. If you're international, just include the self-addressed envelope and I'll put the postage on because we can't use your postage here. So we announced it today. They're due at my house by July 15th. That doesn't mean wait until July 14th, stick them in the mail, and then send me a letter saying, I sent my zines in today. The 15th includes the time for the postal service to lose it. Okay. Hi, Sharon. So I hope a lot of you participate. Devin's in. Yay. I know Terry's in. I'm in. Dee Dee's in. How many of the rest of you are thinking you might want to do this? Please don't be intimidated. Dee Dee got out her zine box and showed a bunch of mine. And, you know, was telling everybody, oh, don't be intimidated. Really don't be intimidated because I got my zine box out too. And I don't have as many as Dee Dee. I mean, I have a lot, but my box isn't squished like Dee Dee's. Look at this. But there's every kind of zine. I'll just pick this one randomly. They're in here, I think, by, this must have been, let's see if it says. Well, anyway, it was 3 pigs. Bye, Ma, love you. 3 pigs in a truck. And you could pick any fairy tale or whatever that you wanted. Okay, Joyce is saying she's in. Ruth is in. Oh, boy. Mary probably will join. That's awesome. What is the full size? I'm going to show you in just a minute, Vale. Anyway, so she's drawn her pictures and then done all of her text on the computer and slapped it on. Perfect. You could fit more stuff in. Look at that wolf. Oh my gosh. So don't have any preconceived ideas of how good the art needs to be or anything else. I don't know how you judge if somebody's art is good or bad. It's yours. And so embrace it. Here's another one. I think it's pretty simple. Like a diamond in the sky. This was Eileen. Twinkle, Twinkle by Jane Taylor. And then the dates of her. I mean, it's pretty simple. How I wonder what you are. That implies that you've got a brain. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. So, I mean, I've seen all of them. Let's see if we can. There's Dee Dee's. Now, she did hers with photographs, which I think was really clever, too, because of her Barbie photography, right? She positioned her Barbies, took still photos, printed them out, and turned it into a zine. So it's not even like you have to draw everything. You can use collage. I have one that I did with stickers. So don't think that you have to draw. You can use any medium you want, any supplies you want. It's just got to be a 1-page zine, and I'm going to show how to cut it and fold it here in a minute. And Dee Dee also did her lettering on the computer and stuck it on there. So look at how cute that is. So you can get as inventive as you want, okay? You could try it, you know, because you've got stickers. You can use collage from magazines or the collage books that Dee Dee shows. Some of these are really, really old. Here's somebody who's, I don't even remember who these are. Oh, I want to show that one too. So this is The Ridiculous Wishes. Moral of the story, let's see. That's why I think we should put the prompts or whatever on here. But she's used a combination of collage and drawing on top of it. So, I mean, you can come up with a million ways that you want to get this done, because that's a photograph in the back, probably out of a magazine, and then she's drawn on top of it. And this is about a guy who got 3 wishes. And while eating, he said he wished he had some sausages, and all of a sudden a sausage appeared. Fanny was furious and yelled at Blaze. She called him an idiot and a fool. Blaze yelled, "Enough, woman. I wish the sausage was stuck to your face." And wish number 2 was granted. He had wanted to wish himself a kingdom, but how could he be a king with a queen who had a sausage stuck to her face? So he let Fanny decide whether to be a queen with a sausage stuck to her face or be the wife of a poor woodcutter. So Blase stayed a poor woodcutter, and his beautiful wife was returned to him, and they lived poorly ever after. Moral of the story, 3 wishes are just not enough. Okay, Missy. Hi, Missy. She said she did her first one with stickers. Yeah, so, I mean, if we could do it in real life, right, Barbara? Did I say hi, by the way? So, yeah, there's as many ways to get this accomplished as you can come up with ideas. This was Becky Skinner. This was the Mother Goose zine. So her drawings are very, very simple. Ladybug, ladybug. There are 2 versions of Ladybug. So she's given like a history lesson. In 1744, Ladybug, ladybug, fly away home. Your house is on fire and your children are gone. All except Anne, and she hid under the baking pan. Or Ladybug, ladybug, fly away home. Your house is on fire. Your children shall burn. And then in 1957. So, and her drawings are well done. Very simple. You could do it. No color. There's no rule that says there has to be color. You get to do it. This is Colora, if you don't know who Becky Skinner is. So, yeah, I just don't want you intimidated, because Dee Dee showed a bunch of mine. It was like, don't show those. Here's another Dee Dee one. I should pick out all Dee Dee's and put them together, but I tried to keep them, I think, by what the theme was. Look at that walrus. And it's the words to the song, I Am the Walrus. And I think, was this a prompt one, Dee Dee? Yeah, it was 3 prompts. Walrus, lime green, and musical instrument. So she put a violin in there. Background's all lime green. And then the words to the actual song, I Am the Walrus. Right, Ego Brain? I Am the Walrus by Dee Dee Willingham. This was 2023, so that wasn't that long ago. Chicken and pickle. So, yeah. Okay, here's another fun one. Randall the Candle by Leona. Is Leona here today? Hi, Alyssa. I think I've said hi to everybody. Randall the Candle goes to the circus. I really wish I could get my light to shine bright. If only I could see the circus one day. I know I'd shine brightly there. Huh? Alien abduction. Look at it sitting in there. It's the space circus. And I don't know if that was from prompts or what, but look at how cute. The candle with the balloons. Yeah, see, I do too, Dee Dee. I love all of them, because I guess it's just a picture into, you know, some of the fibs. And I truly do not judge the art at all. I just love the creativity. And if you've never sat down to put together a zine, I think you'll be surprised at how truly enjoyable it is. So with Rose on the Grave. Okay, and this was one. Oh, Janice Johnson. She just did mini ones. We're going to do the right size ones, but yeah, she just did it like this. Nobody's going to judge. I think this was Christopher's. No, this is Marsh. So it looks like Marsh used maybe stickers, a whole bunch of different stickers, and then meshed them together with a background. You know what? When Zandra and CB and I went to Australia. Hi, Karen. Z went on to the Gold Coast, and CB and I had, I think, a weekend in Sydney together, and they were doing art exhibition, and there was a tent of nothing but zines. And I went in there and I bought a couple of them. I think I paid like $1.25 for each zine. And I cannot find those darn zines. I have no idea what I did with them. And that angers me so much. Well, I mean, I paid for them, but I want them in my zine box. Okay. And then I said I would measure this zine box on Dee Dee's stream this morning. So the outside dimensions are 3 5/8. Dee Dee said almost like 3 3/4, but I thought, oh no, the measurements are important. And 4 1/2. That's for the lid. And then length this way is exactly 8 1/2. And all I use for them is chipboard. I think they did, Dee Dee. And then the lid of the box obviously has to be slightly bigger. So my guess is my tolerance was 1/8 of an inch. Nope, 2 1/4 inch, because the inside of the box is actually 3 3/8, and it only stands up 2 inches. And then I put a little bit larger piece to build everything on, so that the lid, when it slides down, sits on that lip that's around the bottom. Could they still be in my suitcase? I don't know. Yeah, because I don't think I've used the suitcase since I came home. That's a good idea, Devin. I could look. And I didn't take a lot of stuff to Australia, so it's not like I had a bunch of stuff to go through. But anyway, okay, Dee Dee showed this morning. Take an 8 1/2 by 11 inch copy paper, or you can use anything you want, but if you just start with an 8 1/2 by 11 inch, which is an American measurement. In the UK, that measurement's going to be a little bit different. So just use what you've got, okay? Whatever your copier accommodates is what the size you should do. But the cutting of the zine is not going to be any different. Take your 8 1/2 by 11 inch sheet, fold it in half one way. While it's still folded, go ahead and fold it the other way. Okay? Simple so far, right? You've just folded it in half, fold it in half again the other way. Then open it back up. Well, or just fold it. After you've opened it up, just fold it again. A4, okay. So yeah, just use whatever size you've got. Now, is that hard? I normally fold it like this. Fold it in half once this way. Open it up. Fold it in half this way. And then fold the ends into the center. Okay? And you end up with 3 folds the long way, 1 fold the short way. Then, with scissors or an X-Acto or whatever you've got, cut from the first fold at the top to the last fold, going the long way, and you end up with this. Okay. Pick it up and pull out the 2 middle sections and slap it together. So you've got 4 individual sheets. Fold them together, fold it like that. And then you've got your zine. And you'll have 8 sheets, all the same size. Yeah, it's same difference. But then one thing that you have to really pay attention to is how the pages are laid out. So after you get yourself a sample made up, number your pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. When you open it up and flatten it back out, what you'll find is that page 1 is actually in the second panel and page 8 is over here. Nope, you're not going to have multiple layers, Darla. Hi, by the way. So you can have, yeah, when you make all your copies, obviously they're going to be flat, and then you're going to have to fold them and cut it, you know, cut it and then fold it. And so you'll have 6. I usually use like in America, it's a number 10 envelope, legal size envelope, and you can put 3 of each right next to each other, and it makes a real nice flat where nothing's going to get wrecked. And if you don't have a copier, take it to an office supply store. They do really good work. Some of them may copy edge to edge, but that's another thing about your copier is a lot of copiers leave margins, top, bottom, left, right. You can build that into your design, or don't even worry about it. Who cares? But take it and make 6 copies, and then you have to cut and fold the copies before you mail it in. I'm not cutting and folding your crap, okay? Did that answer your question, Darla? Thanks, Barbara. You can just give me the finger. Oh, your original? Yeah, you don't have to fold your original if you're going to work flat. Just well, Dee Dee, because you have such a fancy ass printer, you can just tell the printer to copy full page and then it goes edge to edge. But most of them, the less expensive ones, the copier leaves margins. So that's not uncommonly why on mine I lay it out like a newspaper and I take into consideration the margins. Because in printing, if you print off the page, they print it on larger paper and then cut it down. And then you get charged for that. Most copiers leave margins, Devin. So it's not that big a deal. Just build it into your design. I don't think I explained my question very well. I meant that can I put cutouts, stickers, paint, etc. on your original? Yes, you can. You can put cutouts, stickers, anything on your original. The only thing I would keep in mind is how well whatever you put on there is going to copy, because you're actually going to be sending in the copies, not the originals. Sorry, I wasn't following that, Darla. But nothing popping up unless you want to go through a lot of hassle, you know, in the production. 8.5 by 11, yeah. A copier size sheet of paper in America is 8.5 by 11. Do you have to write a story? Nope, Scrappy, you don't. There are no rules. See, I'm not big on rules. So, yeah. And then if you're in UK or wherever you're at, use whatever your country's standard is. Okay. So, yeah, I'm psyched. But I can see a lot of these prompts where you wouldn't have to write a story or anything. Say you do any letter decorated. That is the prompt. You just completed the whole prompt. So, pink, again, just use the color. You don't have to write a story about it. I don't like to make rules or follow them, Bossy. I only follow rules when you dictate them. What is the theme? Sharon, you have to pick one of the 15 prompts that Dee Dee gave on her stream this morning, and I'll go over them again if you want. And you have to use at least 3 of them. And you can use those 3 prompts any way you want. You could have an octopus throwing a lawn chair at a fly or in a cave. I mean, you get to decide. It's just you have to use these, the prompts you choose in any way that you like. I think it's going to be a blast. And I have to say, I've participated in a lot of swaps, whether they're ATC, Zine. I have never been disappointed with what has been submitted or what I received back in the mail. I used to do a lot of, back in the day, Dee Dee understands because she did it as well, but we used to call it mail art. And some of those were, you just sent out envelopes with artwork on the mail, where you artwork on the envelope. So, I mean, you can come up with whatever you want. Okay, Darla, I think you should just jump in with both feet. I will read the prompts again. You don't have to write them down while I'm reading them, because Dee Dee did it on her stream this morning several times. She just showed the list in front of her camera, and you can take a quick screenshot. Or, as I read through them, pick out 3 that you think you can work with. So here they are again. Lawn chair, paints. Every one of us want to use that one. I know it. Jewel, pink, gothic, octopus, donuts. Can you imagine an octopus with 8 donuts in a cave with some cops? Does that not sound fun? You still have all your envelope art? Oh, Martha. Yeah, and it's on Dee Dee's community tab as well. Okay, I got sidetracked at an octopus having 8 donuts. A fly, a cave, any letter, mirror, broom, Surratt, which is pointillism art. And if you're not familiar with it, Google it and look at the images, and you can see his style of art. Any letter decorated, and a ship. So, and Darla, you won't be disappointed with the artwork that you get back. Getting that envelope, because it's going to be fat, and you know that there's fun stuff in there, you'll want to do more. You'll be begging us to host more swaps, I promise you. So, yep, if you have any questions, fold in half, fold up, fold in half that way, cut between the 2 folds, boom. You can do it. Nice to see I'm not warped anymore. Somehow I hear sarcasm in your fingers, Ruth. So there you go. And they're, you know, if they're not perfect, you don't have to worry about it. Hi, April. April, are you doing it? Darla said, I'm going to do it. Okay, let me, and for those of you who don't know, Martha Audette in chat is my real life sister. Real life. Anyway, here's my email, because you have to mail them to me. You can email me to get my address where you're going to mail them to. And I don't have a post office box, so I do give you my home address. Just please don't show up at my door unannounced. That'll really just annoy me. You can do it, April. Come on. Hi, Martha, boss lady sister. Devin, she would give you a run for your bossy money, I swear to God. Anyway, so if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to either Dee Dee or myself. Don't be intimidated. That's the one thing. Just don't be intimidated. Just do it, because when you get yours back, you'll be so happy you did. You mean there's 2 of y'all? Teresa, she's worse than me. I tone myself down for these streams and stuff. She is a crazy woman. Darn it, I was planning to come stay with you for 2 weeks this summer. Bossy butt, we would so go to town. I don't mean literally to town because I don't like doing that either, but we could have a ton of fun. Oh my God. And if you brought your husband, that would be fun too. Don't listen to her. I'm awesome. She is. She's awesome, but not as awesome as I am. So today, I'm going to draw out of, because my room's so clean, I was thinking, what could I do today that I could keep my room clean for one more day? It won't last long, and I know that. And look at Chicken's going, hey, bossy butt, check out my butthole. Hi, Kathy Carney. Yeah, you could do mixed media. You could do amazing backgrounds. Like, the sky is the limit. And then go find an octopus or draw one with me today. I'm actually going to draw one. Hi, Dorothy. I couldn't help myself, Devin. Anyway, this is an amazingly cool book. It's kind of pricey, but the thing I like about it, Dee Dee has it, I think a bunch of us bought it, is that it gives you step outs for things that you think, I could never draw a brown bear. But if you start and take it step by step, you'll be shocked at what you can do. So I thought I don't use this book near enough, but look at that walrus face. Dee Dee, did you use that walrus for your zine? Because he looks cute like yours. Let's draw a walrus first. And I am going to draw an octopus. So if you want, go grab some paper and a pencil and an eraser. We'll definitely need an eraser. And draw along if you want. I'll show you my two. I just grabbed two sketchbooks, and I picked the smaller size because they work well on camera. I'll just flip through. Kathy Arbor did an awesome basic drawing class a few years back, and this was all from it. This here in the beginning is how to loosen up, and so you could go back and check out her channel and see if she doesn't have some of these basic drawing skills. Hi, Linda Rents. Give Tim a hug. Let me pull this down. Oh, you know why the light is weird? Is because I didn't pull my shade down. Let me see if that'll help. It's not real light out today, but that made it worse. But I think everything in here is drawn with graphite. I do beet juice and a bunny. And she said, just draw tons of lines. Just when you're warming up, just draw tons of lines, squiggly lines, draw an object with a different kind of line. So yeah, it was useful and it was fun. And that was our homework. And then I did a lot of work on my own with perspective and stuff like that. Get past that. And that was a homework assignment she gave us. And it has a lot of elements in it so that you're using lines in different ways. You're, drawing scribbly, you're getting perspective. So, and it's a drawing class, beginning drawing on Kathy Arbor's channel. She didn't do the faces. This is just stuff I've done on my own. Just the perspective of a face. And that's just a made up female face that I just sat and drew. This was out of a magazine or a book, one or the other. This is out of How to Draw Facial Expressions. That's also another great book. Maybe I'll get out that book someday. But you'd be surprised if you just sit down and do it, what you can do. This is out of that same book. And this was Kathy's eye worksheet. Bunch of mouths out of drawing the head and hands. Thanks, Bossy. So I did a bunch of work on faces. I'm not big on drawing faces. This was another, I think that was a magazine face. This one I don't remember, but I needed to fix the left eye. I don't think I ever did because the note's still there to fix the eye. And these were just eyes to draw. That's a whimsical face. I put the wax paper in here to keep it from smearing all over everything. Here's mouths, eyes. Eyes are fun. Expressive eyes are fun. These are all from 2019, or a lot of them are. And a baby's face and the proportions of a baby's face. They're different than a kid, a teenager, an adult, an old person. Yeah, that one I think I did really good on. This little girl, I think I did really good on her. I should write down where I got them from. And then this, I just started going crazy and drawing rats. And a bunny. This could be drawing along with Dee Dee, and I think that's all that's in this book. Yeah, because I started that to do that drawing class with Kathy. And then a lot of this in here is just, I like drawing along with Dee Dee because, and this is from 2018. So it's a while before we get back into that. That's the cover of a book, Drawing for Dummies or Drawing for Idiots or something like that. And these are exercises out of that book, how to shade, using pencil lines. This is perspective, perspective, perspective. I've got to get back to where I'm drawing with Dee Dee. And this was all shading. And that's 101 textures. I like drawing textures a lot. I did that on Dee Dee's stream, I think. I drew Zippy the unicorn one day when he came and streamed with us. Yeah, this is where I started drawing with Dee Dee. So if these look familiar, probably not as good, but yeah, but I like doing that. And the reason I like doing it is because you don't have time to think. You have to just draw. And so your brain kind of takes over. Like you don't have time to think about, oh, is that line at the right angle, blah, 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 blah. You'll be surprised that when you're drawing along with somebody on screen, you'll get things more accurate. Just your brain just kind of takes over. By the way, we ordered an adjustable split king bed, and only the base for one half arrived, so I'm sleeping on the mattress directly on the floor. That's funny, Devin. Do they know when it's going to be delivered? Yeah, I bet Lucy likes it. So, and this was a draw along with Dee Dee. That was in 1920. 2020. This was out of probably Draw Your Day. I don't know how it ended up in here. A couple of them. I did some watercolor in here, which normally I don't. This had to be a draw along with Dee Dee because she loves her chicken. No known delivery date. Oh my gosh. This was the draw along with Dee Dee Armadillo. I think I did really good on this. So on days that Dee Dee or somebody else that you watch draws, draw along. You'll be shocked at how good your drawings come out, and you're not even, like, you have to move so fast you can't think about whether or not your line is right. And you'll be shocked how well they come out. This was a draw along with Dee Dee. This was I'm embarrassed that I drew this. Look. Thanks, Darla. This was a draw along with Dee Dee. She made a stamp of that drawing, I think. This was Hairy Legs. I don't know how that got torn out. Anyway, now this one I don't understand. It says butthead over here because all 12-year-olds write butthead on their drawings, and then the cheese. But I'm not sure why I did this. I don't think Dee Dee did it. Maybe she did. That was just it. That was from something else that I just stuck in here. This I did on stream. This was 3 random prompts from Dee Dee. It was Bill Trailer, City, and Candle. So this was a prompt drawing. Beginning of an owl. There's the draw along with Dee Dee owl. Got a spider on its head. Another draw with Dee Dee. And that's all that's in here. So I'm probably just going to draw in this other one, and I'll try and keep that one dedicated to, you tore it out to add those legs that go with the mouse. Okay. Oh, because you thought his top look. See, you guys remember stuff that I don't remember. I thought his top looked, so that would look like a butt, so that would make him a butthead. Makes perfectly good sense to me. All right, we're going to draw a walrus. And I'll leave the, let me move my drink because I don't want to knock it on the floor after I just cleaned my whole room. That would be horrible. And to draw, you don't need anything special. Get cheap paper, any dumb pencil. The one thing I would recommend is if you're going to do any kind of shading, do get, this is probably one of my favorite shading pencils, and it's just a B. And a tortillon. This is all you need. Oh, and an eraser. I do erase a lot, so get an eraser. I just use one of these. That's all you need to draw. It takes a village. It does, Kevin. Those are all your supplies. That's it. That's all you need. And don't have preconceived ideas about, oh, if this doesn't turn out a certain way, don't do that. Just go in and date it and keep it. And in a few months or a year, you look back at it and you go, dang, I've gotten better. And one thing I will say right now on stream, if you have followed Terry Brett on Instagram, and I don't know, Terry, how long you've been hanging out with the Fibs? Several years. She has totally gotten into Dee Dee's prompts that she gives out, and then she posts it on Instagram. I notice the biggest improvement in Terry of anybody I can think of. Her drawings are so good. Yeah, use pen and ink, Jolu. Hi, by the way. Anyway, Terry, you're okay. So in the last 3 or 4 years, Terry Brett has busted her butt to learn and change and improve at whatever she enjoys. Obviously, she enjoys thinking outside the box and drawing. And you can see it in her work. So we all start somewhere. We're all on this journey. You're not going to produce what I produce. I can't produce what Dee Dee produces, but we're all somewhere in that journey. And I think the difference in each of us is, how hard are you willing to work at it? Terry Brett has worked at it, and it's showing up in her work. Her work is, she could literally right now illustrate books. You give her a scenario, she's going to draw a picture and it belongs in a book. You're welcome, Terry. And I don't know if I've ever said that before, but you definitely are improving in your pursuit of drawing. And Dee Dee agrees because we talked about it. You're proud to have a Terry original. I have Terry original art as well, and I'm also very proud to own it. So let's draw us a walrus. It's going to be weird because this is not normally the angle I draw at, but who cares? Get some lead. Okay, so you're going to draw a circle. I'm thinking I should draw maybe ink or something. Well, we'll see. Okay, that's going to be the top of his head there. Okay, inside there, I'm going to draw another oval. Should probably be a little bit smaller than that. Inside that, from about the center, and if you draw like this, see, and if you notice when Dee Dee draws and she's using her ink pen, she'll have lots of lines until she gets the one that she likes. That's a good practice. Up here, because we're just going to say this is about the center. So I got that one going over too far, that one not far enough. So make your corrections as you go. And if you want big eyes, do what I just did. Down here, draw this down, draw this down. I'm going to go ahead and ink this one, I think. Only they need to be fatter because they get fatter as they go down. And then from here, you need some tusks. And you want them roughly the same length and width. Okay. Cuckoo Cachoo. Okay, now you can go back. If you have a kneaded eraser, this is a great time to use it. Kneaded eraser, they're cheap. You can get them at art supply stores. You could probably order it on Amazon. I have hundreds around here. Go ahead and pick up some of your lines until you decide which ones are the ones you're going to use. Just push it off into the background. But you want to kind of do your corrections at this point, okay? The tusks I like pretty much the way they are. And then start erasing the lines that you know you don't need anymore. Because chances are good, your first line is not going to be the line you end up with. Okay, don't need the center line anymore, or these inside lines. There's our basic walrus. Okay, Jolud definitely wants to do the zine. Yay. I hope we get a lot of participation. I think it's fun for you guys. It's definitely fun for me. Okay, now we're going to use the kneaded eraser. I lied when I said that was all you need. Or just draw lighter. I'm drawing a little bit darker so you guys can see it because I don't want to do it in ink. Now you're going to start refining. his eyes. There where it dips in, you're actually not going to keep that line, but don't erase it completely. Leave it where you can see it, because right there where the two meet, just above that, you're going to do his nostrils. An upside down W above them. And then the way I would do this, I would just draw random dots on each side. This is one of those things you don't want to think about it too much. Just draw some random dots. And draw some whiskers. I'm going to soften this a little bit. Give him a little mouth in there and a little chin here. And walruses are very wrinkly faces, apparently. And yours doesn't have to be exactly like theirs. So you're starting to get, you can tell by now that you're drawing a walrus, right? Vale's going to do it. I know, right? Forlorn. And now, honestly, you're just going to start refining and adding some interest is pretty much. I feel like he needs to be a little fatter on this side. I don't want a skinny mini walrus. I want a big, fat, lovable walrus. Put a little bit of highlight in his eye. You can always add this back later. I'll use my dark pencil for this. Want his eye nice and dark. And I'm wearing my wrist brace because I twisted my wrist the other day and it just is lingering. And if you're using graphite and you don't want it smearing, put a napkin. I mean, you can get a drawing glove, but just put a napkin or something under your hand. There, he's starting to look better with eyeballs. Hi, Diane. So, Diane, are you going to do the zine swap with us? You don't need that connecting line there. And then this last one, it's just a bunch of shading. You can do as much or as little shading as you want. I mean, you could stop now. And that's true of pretty much all drawings. You know, you decide how much detail you're going to put in. You know, are you doing a pet portrait or... And if it makes it easier, draw where you want your highlights so you don't mess with them, but you can always go back in and pick them up later too. So I'm not going to put a lot of detail, but I will shade him a little bit. Goes quiet when I'm thinking. You're not sure you might? That would be fun, Diane. You won't be sorry, Ruth. It is an awesome book. In fact, I pulled some other ones out. When I take a break here in a minute, I'm going to use my fat tortillon. Smooth out. This is why you don't have to worry so much about your lines if you're doing graphite. Now, this is not true with ink, but smear your graphite out and your lines pretty much disappear. But if you are going to work with graphite, I would say you definitely want to get some tortillons for sure. And use the graphite that's left on your tortillon. I think I got this shadow a little bit far away, but I'm trying not to put my hand in the graphite. I won't succeed for long, though. I promise you. And I will clean up those highlights here in a minute. And I'll erase the highlights on that. He's not a horrible walrus. He's cute. All right, let's pick up some of the highlights. You don't have to get one of these, but if you're into spending money like Ruth, I always wanted to be somebody's bad habit. So, probably one of the tools that I have that I use all the time. But keep in mind, I work really small. If you work big, this will be useless. But this little Tombow eraser, if you're going to go back in and do just some highlights, this is probably one of the best tools you can own. But you can actually cut an eraser to get a small spot too. That's what I used to do before I found out that they make such cool tools as these. But I would not, if you're not going to draw a lot, it's probably a waste of money. So, yeah. Then you can clean it up around the edges if you want. Entirely up to you. A lot of times it's not about what you're drawing. It's just the act of doing it and learning something while you're doing it. I'm not liking his forehead that much. Can you hear the thunder? It is thundering out there. And at this point, yeah, I don't want to rub it because there's enough graphite on here that I will actually rub that out. You already have one of those erasers, Ruth? He is the walrus. Kind of want his mouth, this area. I want this wrinkle here maybe a little bit more pronounced. And then depending on what you like or don't like, sharpen up your edges or don't. Doesn't matter. Now, if this was a furry animal, your highlights and everything would be so different. And this is the point at which you would have to decide how much detail am I going to do here? Am I going to give the impression of a pattern, or am I going to draw individual hairs? And that's entirely up to you. But this is the point at which if this was a furry animal, I'd be deciding, okay, how much fur detail am I going to do? Because I've kind of got the idea of where his shadows and his highlights and stuff are. So I'd have to decide at this point. I think I'll make this one go a bit bigger this way. He's a little lopsided, but that's okay. So we're going to call him as done as he's going to get. I probably could pick up some of this up here. Got this, I think, a little too dark. All right, let's go look at the octopus, because I was looking in here to see if there were any of the prompts. Oops, from the Zine swap in here. This book is organized really neat. Let me see if I can find it. So it gives you like different sections, and you have in the beginning is a really good instructions about just the introduction to sketching. So perspective, shading, highlights, whatever. And then it goes into the individual drawings, and you've got nature, creatures, food and drink, vehicles and transportation, hobbies, people, buildings and structures, and then information about who all contributed. So, you know, like I thought, well, does it have a mirror in it? It's not like household items. They don't give you any of those, but they did have an octopus in here. I don't know where it is. I thought I marked it. Okay, I looked for a fly too. I thought, well, there should certainly be a fly in here. But the only fly they had was this crane fly. Oops, let me see. The crane fly, like that, not a household fly. I would have thought they'd had a fly in here. But there's a flea. They're nasty creatures. And they're only microscopic, but there's a really cute little frog, a frog leaping. And then this is the octopus they have. So I thought, well, that'll be a fun one to draw. Dee Dee draws awesome octopuses. Thanks, Ruth. Put it on my tab, please. Yeah, look at the face Bossy Butt's making. So let's do a quick octopus. I think the thing Dee Dee does really well with octopi are the suckers on their limbs. So they do look like aliens, right? They're nasty little creatures. And if you ever get an infestation, you're just going to want to shoot yourself. I had one. I brought a tiny little cat home. A friend of my mother's had found it along the side of the road, and it needed a home. So I brought it home. I named it Sport. Sport didn't stay here very long, though. That was a mean cat. Anyway, but as a result of bringing home that damn cat, I got fleas in the house and fleas on my other animals. And I thought, well, that's the last time I go around doing nice gestures like that. That was idiotic. All right, let me write on here. The date is 6/3/24, and it's out of Sketch Dictionary. Now, when I come back here 2 years from now, I'll look at it and go, really? Is that as good as you could do? Not really. I won't judge it. I'll just go, yeah, I remember that day I drew that walrus. It's kind of hard. I normally, believe it or not, draw in my lap. Do you get flies into your house? Fill a clear plastic bag with water, throw a few pennies in, hang it by your door outside. The flies are scared of it and go away. I've seen that. They do that down in South Texas, Barbara, because it looks like a spider web or something. I don't get too much flies in my house because I have the breezeway. So they have to go through 2 entry checkpoints before they get into my house. Okay. I'm going to try and keep this where you can see the stages that we're going to go through, but also see what I'm drawing. So I'm going to pull out a little bit. Okay. So we're going to start with kind of an egg shape first. Then another egg shape like this. Where they meet, we'll draw a big circle and almost touching another not big circle. Okay, got that? We're going to draw this a little rounder, I think, though. Okay, and from about, I don't know, 3/4 into this circle, start drawing some legs. And this, I don't think it really matters as long as you draw 8 of them. And draw them on top of each other. There's a, I don't know what channel I was watching, but apparently this summer there's a special coming out about sea creatures. Janet has a customs form for any flies to fill out before they are admitted. Exactly. What did you say? Oh, you brought a cat home. I was thinking an octopus. No, that little cat, I felt bad for that cat. I ended up giving it to a nearby farmer guy. It was going to stay an outdoor cat. It was not good as an indoor cat. Just saying. And I'm not putting his legs exactly where they're shown on here. I'm doing somewhat. Okay, so this one actually, I'll do like this, because I'll detail it later. Make sure you count the number of legs, so you make sure you get 8 and you don't have a mutant octopus. Nothing worse than a mutant octopus. Anyway, the ad I saw for this sea creature special that they're doing, they did a bunch of studies with octopus, and there's one that they showed that changes colors as it's swimming through the ocean. It's just the coolest thing. Like a chameleon. And now I wish I could remember where I saw it. I'll see the ad again. Now, how many legs do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need another leg. And it looks like it's going to have to go right in here. I would try and keep the legs all somewhat the same length. I mean, because that's going to create your perspective, right? And by if she means sped past the farmer and through the cat. That's not true, Barbara. Okay, see, Ruth understands. Yeah, if you ever get a flea infestation, it is not pretty. I bought like this little machine that had a light and then sticker stuff that they would fly toward or go toward the heat, right? And then stick onto the sticker stuff and then die. The problem with fleas is they can stay in your carpet for months and months. And it's the heat of whoever is occupying that space that kind of brings them out of their hibernative state, I guess. It was horrible. It was horrible. And they bit the hell out of me. And but they're actually living in your carpet. So, all right. So now I'm going to start doing some of their eye actually looks very human. I'm going to draw it like they've shown it. And this circle actually pretty much goes away. It's just a... Trying to look. Okay, it looks like that's going to this leg. Okay. I'm going to do his eye first. It's like they have a dark, dark pupil. But I'm going to watch that special about the octopuses because they found some that they'd never seen before in the real depths of the ocean. And they've determined, and I don't know who has this job, but anyway, it would be a fun job to have, is going around learning about the intelligence of the octopus. And apparently they are highly, highly intelligent. Flies at a checkpoint. Hi, Hermie. That would be a good zine. There you go, Hermie. Only you could do it with flies because flies is on the list of prompts. So yeah, it could be the adventures of Fly. I actually think there's a movie like that. You always use diet, dust over the entire carpet and leave on overnight. I even dusted a little onto my dog. Hi, Yvonne. Not happy with your octo's legs. Ruth, do not get all judgmental. God, I sounded like Devin there. What a bossy wench. Woo! Me, not you, Devin. Okay, so this one. Probably what's going to be the hardest thing about the legs is actually getting the taper right. Pay a little bit of close attention to that because they just kind of appear out of the body, you know. Octopuses are weird creatures. That one's going to be in front of that one, so. And this drawing's so small, you can't really see his sections too much. So it's going to be like hint of suction. How about that? You're listening at work? Shh. Okay. I won't say it out loud. Okay, because this leg down here, I probably should have paid a little bit closer attention because it actually is coming out of there, I think. And almost like laying on something. Correction. And this one is coming down. Yep. I like how the legs are intertwined. This one actually doesn't have that there because it's coming out of. I think this one I need to make fatter at the top. Okay. You know what? I have that line completely wrong. That's what's screwing me up. Okay, that's better. Okay. And move this one over a little bit. Okay. Better count them again. How many did I erase? 5, 6, 7. Okay. Got 8 legs here. We're good. We're good. Because we don't want a handicapped octopus. You love these erasers? Yeah, I love them too. Let's clean up his head a little bit. Because again, octopuses like walruses are going to be very smooth. So it's not like you can hide a bunch of things that you goof up later. Now I'm going to start shading. I'll do the detail of the suckers and stuff last after I get kind of the shading in. It's easier to put it in and go in and take it out later sometimes. Any place the line crosses over, you're going to have a shadow. Okay, let's smooth that out a little. I just got on. Hi, Regina. You were talking about octopus, and then you said you have you ever had? No, I was talking about fleas. I was showing some of the stuff in the books. I have never had an infestation of octopus, and if I do, I'm in big, big trouble because I don't have an octopus gun. And unless Barbara Clark tells me what chemical I need to go buy, they'll do me in. Okay, there it is. I'll smooth all this out with the big one, and then if need be, I'll get that smaller one out. But I am going to watch that octopus special because that looked amazing. I can't see the eye all that well, but it looks to me almost human-like. Now I need to see one up close. Have you ever looked at like a fly's eyes under a microscope? That is some interesting pattern right there. And don't worry if you think you're losing the crispness of your lines, you can always go back and recover them. Terry, are you drawing along? Because this could be one of your drawings if you put the octopus in your zine. Looks creepy, doesn't it? Jenna has time to look at flies' eyes under a microscope because your flies have to go through 2 checkpoints. Okay, you are. Look at Barbara Clark in there in chat, making us all way smarter. Thank you, Barbara. That's crazy. So here's my octopus remedy for you. Be careful when you're diving for, God, you guys are using these big words, that you don't get caught by a swarm of octopi. Really, flies have thousands of individual lenses. The pattern is amazing. I've had it for years, but it's a individual lens microscope, and it looks like, oh, I don't know, it's fatter around than a pen, but it's just a single lens microscope. So I used to leave it on the patio, so if we caught bugs and stuff, I could go look at them under the microscope. I love microscopes. All right, so let's start drawing. Not sure how I want to do this. The little suckers, because you can't really see them. So in this case, it's almost like you're going to give the impression of suckers. Because you can't really see them, so probably put more on than they actually show in the photo. And this is when a hard lead pencil is really going to come in handy. I think it's this leg. Can't really see it. I'm going to pull you down a little bit because now I'm going to pick up a little bit of the graphite. I remember Gary put a lizard in his microscope box. Mom went to put the microscope back in the box and jumped out at her. All hell broke loose. That's funny. I don't remember that. I may have been too young. But with Gary and, okay, we had a brother, Gary. He was an animal nut. He ended up owning a pet shop, and he, honest to God, and Martha will tell you this, he brought home, well, the animal that he had at his pet shop was a raccoon, Rocky. We had him at home for a while until Mom threw him out. And he got kind of mean. Anyway, we used to have that raccoon in the house. And then in Gary's house, after he, had the shop and got married and everything, he had a bird that talked. If the phone rang, the bird, hello. He had a 3-foot alligator in his basement. He had chinchillas. What else? Gary had everything. But the bird and the alligator, I don't think it lived there but long. But yeah, Gary was an animal nut. But he had an alligator in his basement with a pool. The alligator could swim around. That does not surprise me about Groove. I called Gary Groovy, Dr. Groovy International. Okay, what are you thinking about the octopus? I don't like that one leg for sure. I didn't do much work on it. Gary was a funny guy. Martha, last week I told this story. I tell stories of our growing up, and my guess is they think we lived in a monkey cage, which we kind of do. But do you remember the day, Martha? I was in my bedroom. I was jumping up and down on the bed, and you were in the side yard smashing Gary's head into the Tinsley's fence. Your octopus looks like an alien. Well, don't they all look a little alien? I think they all look a little alien. But I was so happy that day when I looked out and saw you smashing Gary's head into the Tinsley's fence. And maybe the Tinsleys didn't live there anymore. I think they did, though. Maybe not. I don't know what got me telling stories last week, Martha, but I did tell some stories. I told them about when Gary and I flushed Don's head down the toilet, and then I took pictures of him crying. You got kicked off, Dorothy. I'm sorry. My son had an African gray. He could sound like he was farting. I warned the guys not to do that. Thanks, Bossy Butt. Yeah, I like him pretty good. He's not horrible. Okay, let's compare him to the original. Okay, yeah, hard to get them both on screen at the same time. So mine's not exactly like the one in the book, but it gets you close enough that you know you've done something. Oh God, I remember that. He could be such a smuck. He could. I think if any of us could have beat the hell out of Gary, we would. Hermie, I think I might have put him in space rather than water. Terry, okay, I need to know, Terry, are you going to post any of your drawings today, or are you just going to keep them to yourself? I don't know why I didn't finish this leg. Let's go ahead and finish this leg, because I got busy talking about how mean we were as kids, which we were. But we grew up with 7 of us, so yeah, we did live like kind of in a monkey cage. And Ruth had, one of the ladies in chat, Ruth wrote and said that she had laughed so hard. I don't remember which story, but anyway, I told her I could tell stories for hours of stuff that happened growing up. I remember Mom one time chasing, I think it was Larry, with a broom. Yes, just funny stuff. Funny, funny stuff. You had to be there. All right, I got this leg doesn't have any suckers except down here. It might be a little bit better if I shaded his leg to give it some roundness. And that's another thing. If you want something to appear to have some bulk, you have to give it some shading and highlights, or it's just going to look flat. So these legs, you know, are going to be tubular, right? So you've got to give them some shadows so they look like they have some density to them. And that's true whether you're doing a drawing of something real or if you're drawing something you want to look more real. You just go ahead and give it some some shading on the edges, and that'll give the illusion of roundness or density. Let's see, that's better now. Hi, Maritza. That was, oh, she was chasing neighbor John. My mother was chasing neighbor John with a broom. Well, she could have done it more than once, Martha. Self-survival, no lie. Beating up the neighbor's kids. Now, see, Barbara, that was a thing, and it should be a thing today, in my opinion. The reason we all behaved or pretended to behave, because I don't think a lot of times we did behave, but a lot of times the reason we behaved was because Mom and Dad didn't care if the neighbors beat our ass. That was part of the deal. Anybody could beat our ass. We did not get beatings. But yeah, and we had a judge that lived across the street from us. And I think Mother probably had us scared crapless that Judge Pyle was going to throw us all in jail. Beating up the neighbor kids. Yeah, my mom wouldn't have had any problem beating up the neighbor's kids. Not even a problem. All right, what do we want to draw next? We've massacred a walrus and a octopus. And anything you want to draw, look at it on your phone or something and just put octopus drawing or drawing an octopus. You'll get so many examples. All right, what else do we want to draw? I don't have anything picked out, so we can go back to, we can flip. Let's see what I've got bookmarked here. Was it stuff that I wanted to draw? Oh, no, I drew that deer, so I can get rid of that one. But if there's anything else you guys want to see, holler. I don't know why. Oh, golf cart. Who knows? Or a little RV trailer. Let's see what else we got bookmarked in this book. Monkeys. Can you imagine that I would have a monkey bookmarked? What the heck? I have two storylines going in my head for the zine, trying to combine the two somehow. I like to make things difficult. Well, Vale, if you want some help from the fibs here, puke it out. My brother could get my mom to laugh while she was chasing with a handful of switches. He could make her laugh running away from her. All right, this was all monkeys. Let's see what else I got bookmarked in here. Oh, this was the fly. Yeah, I don't like any of those flies. I'm not a huge insect lover, for one thing. Now, a bumblebee or a butterfly, something like that, that's not so bad. Okay, here's Dee Dee's chicken. Should we draw a chicken? And a puffin. A puffin is really cute. Any of the birds are cute. Look at that stupid chicken. Kind of want to draw him. Because everything in the world has become a chicken conspiracy, don't you know? Maybe it's time for a chicken conspiracy. And it's on the right side of the page where I could keep it where you guys could see it. A chicken would be cool. Okay, Hermie, get out your pen and paper, or your pencil and paper. All right. I don't have, oops, come on, books. Try and stay open for me. All right. Let's get the drawing down, and then I'll have to periodically pull it over so you guys can see it. All right. See, on this one, go over this far and this far, and the wattle comes out a little bit further than that. So working with how much paper I have available here. Is that what that's called, the wattle? Or the, no, it's got a different name. Dee Dee will know it because she's a chicken freak. The wattle's the thing that hangs under their chin, right? Fried chicken conspiracy. For me. All right. So this is going to come from here. Do not compare my chickens to Dee Dee's. Okay, please. Okay, I lost where I was. Okay, I think I got that right now. He'll end up looking like Foghorn Leghorn. Is that the guy? Okay, kind of got an idea of where stuff's going to go. 2 questions. Is it easier to just number the pages and do the artwork than copy before cutting and folding? Also, do we have to let you know our prompts ahead of time? No, Vale, you do not. The comb, that's the word, Terry, thank you. Wattle is under the beak, that's what I thought. Vale, the easiest way for me to do it is I lay out the sheet. Okay, we're going to take a little break here and go back to zines for a second. I lay out, excuse me, a blank sheet of paper just like this with the numbers of the pages on it. And I've divided up my paper, but I have not folded the original paper that I work on top of. It's just a flat sheet of paper, but I've drawn out where my pages are going to be laid out. I do all the artwork while it's flat, not cut, not folded, not anything. So I might end up with say my border is like this that I'm going to work on. And then this, and I work on it just on a flat sheet of paper. And I generally draw my artwork first, and then leave, like if it's going to be a newspaper, I'll put the, a line there, and then this much space for whatever writing I'm going to put, and then I do my artwork in here for a magazine, the ones I do like newspapers. Any page after that can happen anyway, because from about a quarter inch in here to a quarter inch over here, all of this is going to copy really well. You can leave your margins or you don't have to. So page 2 and 3 can meld into each other. You can have a double page spread, which I've done. But just keep in mind that your copier isn't going to copy. I would just leave a quarter inch top, bottom, left, and right. And that's going to be your image area. Does that answer your phone? But yeah, you definitely want to number your pages first, so you know that this is page number 1 and this over here is page number 8. So 8 appears here next to 1 here. It doesn't start out 1, 2, 3, 4. Because after it's folded, there's your page 1, there's your page 8. But when you're working on it flat, it's like that. And then don't cut it, don't fold it, don't do anything. Take it to your copier, lay it down nice and flat, make your copies, then go back. I fold them first and then cut them last. with X-Acto, and then fold them like that. That answer your question? What'd Ruth say? I have a rooster whose comb is laying over his left eye. You named him Elvis. That's funny. All right, here we go. Back to the chicken, or the rooster face, I guess. All right. Can you guys see? I may not be able to leave the book here because it's in my way. Okay, so here's his little beak here. So there's a little hole there, and then okay, from the bottom of his beak over is about where his eye is going to be. So we'll put his eye there. It's kind of big, but oh well. And then let's see. All right, there. I think that's going to be all right. I've got something wrong here. This is not feeling right to me. When something doesn't feel right, just start over. Just erase it. Don't try and fix it. Just go back and fix where you know you're wrong. Okay, so this is coming out like that. This is his other eye over here. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that be's better. But I'm going to move his eye because I feel like that is going to work. Okay, that's good. I think that's going to work. Now we're going to draw his little waddle here. Wonder who sat around and said, you know, we're going to call that thing on that chicken a waddle. Why? Why did they do that? All right, there's our basic drawing. Can you guys see it? Okay, Bossy, go have a fun afternoon with your mom. And good luck unpacking and getting all your stuff put away. On one hand, I'm kind of jealous. On the other hand, I think, oh, you poor thing. You poor thing. But I bet it'll be amazing. Okay, just checking here. Don't want to get too far along before I decide that it isn't working. Let's erase that other line because that gets shading or nothing, so you want it clean. Okay, starting to look like a little chicken. I don't know what that. Yeah, thunder again. One of the things that makes him so funny is he has this bag underneath his eye. Can you guys hear that thunder? It looks like he has little hairs that come out like that. I put those on there a little bit premature, but then up here, I'm just going to shade it all pretty much evenly. Then I'll go back in and add some of the texture like they have. I'll erase lines I don't want after I kind of get this shaded in a little bit, because I know I don't want these lines, but the others probably will just disappear. Thanks, Hermie. Does a zine have to have a story, or can it just be pictures? Hermie, it can be whatever you want it to be. I showed one just a little while ago where it was really just pictures. You can let the pictures tell a story, or you could just draw the things that you want to draw. It's entirely up to you. Because at the end of the day, it's whatever you want it to be, you know? I'm not sure that mine will have a story this time. If I do, you know, I've got a couple of ideas. And one of them would have a story, which I like the storytelling. So that will be part of my decision. But yeah, it's pretty much what you want it to be. That looks cray-cray, huh? And Hermie, I'm not sure. I can't remember where you're from. I'm going to move the book now. I'll leave it open to the page and bring it back, but I got to get it out of my way for a minute. Because if you're international, you're going to have to probably get it in the mail fairly quickly. I mean, depending on how many people tell me they're going to participate, I'll wait and see how the mail is working for us, because last time when we did a swap, which was before Christmas, I know, Terry Brett's got to me like she did hers in a hurry because we were a little bit afraid about the mail. Hers got to me like pronto. So it could be that international mail will be handled quicker than domestic mail. Like some of us are getting Dee Dee's mail weeks. Okay, you're in Michigan. I'd like to say that you could allow a week for mailing and it would be more than adequate. But I don't know. Dee Dee sent me a newspaper that took, what, Dee Dee, 3 weeks to get here? It was crazy how long it took. She mailed something else to Vaughn. She mailed it, I think she said in January, and Vaughn got it just the other day. So I don't know. It's I would say a week from Michigan should be more than adequate, but I hesitate to say that because yeah, U.S. Postal Service is proving us all wrong. So you should be fine in Michigan. But if you're international, I would say you probably want to get it in the mail. Give it at least a couple weeks is what I would do. But we've got 6 weeks. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get it. And if I need to, I can hold up doing the swap. I'm not going to, you know, you got to do your part too. I don't mind holding up the swap if I know somebody mailed it in adequate time and it's going to be here quickly. But don't mail it the last day and say, oh, will you hold it up for me? No, I'm not that nice. That's why I have to do the swap, because Dee Dee is too nice. I'm not that nice. I don't mean to be icky about it, but you got to leave adequate time for mailing is all I'm saying. I don't mind being a little bit nice under certain circumstances, but This is a crazy chicken. My grandson worked at the post office up until a month ago. The post office is inundated with Amazon packages. That doesn't surprise me, Ruth. I don't get any of mine U.S. Postal Service because we've got a truck out here now. We didn't used to have a delivery truck, but now we do. And it's made my Amazon experience better. I will say that. I used to get most of mine UPS, and I miss seeing hunky UPS guy. But other than them not ringing the doorbell when they deliver, I have to say I like having Amazon delivery. And I think I was talking to Dee Dee the other day, and she got an Amazon delivery on last Monday when they weren't even delivering regular mail. So it does kind of look like Foghorn Leghorn, doesn't it? I don't know. I'd like that beak to stick out more. What happened to my other? Oh, there it is. Used to be working for the United States Postal Service was just like the sweetest job because you got such good benefits and everything. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. I don't like that eye either. Ugh. Try and clean it up. I think the post office wrecked the greatest thing in the world that it had going for it. Because used to be it was so well respected. Now I don't hear anybody saying anything good about the Postal Service. I keep wanting to brush that with my hand, knowing I'm going to smear the graphite everywhere. Okay, and I need some more graphite. Okay, I've got to clean this up. It must be storming out there, man. Sounds like the wind's blowing. Look out. Yeah, the wind is definitely blowing hard. I don't particularly like stormy days when the wind's blowing like this, because this is ripe for tornadoes. Oh, I see what's wrong. That I have given that 0 depth over here. Okay. That look better? A little bit. He looks funny. Not a Dee Dee chicken, that's for damn sure. I think I knew that, Martha, that Pot's wife worked for the post office. Not all that hot anymore. Yeah, I'm not sure that it would be something I'd be interested in. Hi, Alicia. Thanks. Hey, Julie. Finally taking a break from worky work. Appreciate that. We're drawing a chicken. It's not exactly a Dee Dee chicken, but he's pretty funny. All right. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the graphite. On his comb up here. Not a lot. And then I'll give this a little bit of texture. Let me pull you guys down a little bit. Maybe you can see it better. This picture I'm drawing from is so small. Looks like he has hair coming off over there and off this little wart looking thing over here. Crazy. You look surprised, like maybe you heard my fried chicken. You think, Herbie? Going, what? What? I want that darker. I think the light is shining off that. Yeah, I want the zine swap to be a fun, positive thing for you guys. So I think there's only been like one time in all the time I've done swaps where I just couldn't wait any longer for, well, I think there's one actually in the last swap that still hasn't shown up. Um, but I think there was only one time ever that I've had to return somebody's submission that it didn't get here in time. So if you're worried about that, I mean, we bitch about the Postal Service constantly, but honestly, I think there's only ever been one time when when I just could not wait any longer. So I would say until we know better, don't. It's not something we should have to worry about. But what I was trying to stress more than anything was try and get your submission in plenty of time. You know, take the time you need to do the job that you want to do, but it's not like a project that you can put off till the last minute is what it is. I'll have mine done. I don't know. I won't even wait till the last minute, and I don't have to get it in the mail. But yeah, I would allow a couple weeks anyway, which still gives you a month, right? Oh, that's why that's looking weird, because it actually goes down. All right. I think that'll be good enough. And then I'll use my hard lead pencil. All right. I'm going to call him done. That's a little dark over there. What? Okay, I'm going to fix it. I think I've got it too dark down here. Yeah, that's better. The faraway look in his eyes. Well, that's how he looks on here. He's just like, what? I'll show the picture again here in a minute and we'll see how. Probably could have shaded in there a little bit more. And they don't have a highlight in the drawing, I don't think. No, there's no highlight in there. I think it's meant to look cartoonish. Okay, and then the last thing. Okay, that's better. Focus, you freak. Yeah, this guy is falling. Let me get the picture here over here now. And we'll grade it and see. Too much stuff for such a little space. I actually called Dee Dee a chicken at her stream today. And there's my drawing. So side by side, that's what we've got. Isn't that horrible? I mean, I think I could do more shading right up in here, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Fun fact, the color of a chicken ears are the color of the eggs they lay. You know, I think I'd heard that before, Ruth. What he's actually saying is, what the hell is wrong with these people? Thank you, Terry. All right, we've only got about 30 minutes left, so we'll either cut it short today. Well, I could flip. No, I've got a couple other books that I was going to show you guys. I'm going to pull out. These are fun, though. Let me date it. 5. Is it May? No, it's 6. 3/24. Sketch Dictionary. Okay. No, I've got another couple of drawing books that I was going to show you guys. I pulled them out. I think Dee Dee showed these originally. How to draw cool stuff. So if you just like drawing random stuff. Thank you, Sharon. I don't remember. I bought these used. I don't know if they're still in print. I honest to God do not. But I got mine used. And this was like a library book. Toledo Lucas County Public Library. Dee Dee, do you have this book? But if you just want ideas, like look at that little baby feet. Hang on. You don't have these? Thank you, Dorothy. They're on Amazon. You got one? You don't have any of these? Okay. I don't know if there's more in the series, but it's just how to draw cool stuff. Catherine Holmes. I got these for like $5 off of probably Thrift Books or wherever they sell used library books. She is a really, really good artist. And again, she breaks it down into chewable pieces. You know, if you look at that, you think, oh my God, I could never draw that. The little baby in the carriage down here. But if you draw it as a circle, take a quarter of it out, draw some wheels on it, and then put the little baby face. Of course you could draw that. Anybody could. Hi, Raul. And that's why I like to show these books a lot, because it breaks things down into shapes. And I'm of the opinion, I said this to Dee Dee earlier today, is I'm of the opinion that anybody can learn to draw. I've heard it forever. Oh, I can't draw. I can't draw. Well, you can. And the reason I know you can is because you learn to draw the alphabet. And the alphabet is nothing but shapes. And so if you can draw, if you can write so that it is legible and somebody else can read it, then you can draw. So change the way you think about drawing, and you'll be surprised how quickly your drawings can improve. You know, nobody, you know, at one time I would have said, I can't draw a plate with milk and chocolate chip cookies on it. But when you look at the shapes and lay them out like that, there's nothing that's not doable. It's how you look at things. So, yeah, surprise yourself and try and draw something hard, even if it's a glass of water. Pumpkins, that would be easy. And everybody loved that cherry drawing I did on the Pantone cards. Honest to God, you guys, that was nothing but circles, partial circles, and shading. And if you train your brain to look at where the light is hitting things, you'd be shocked at how easy shading becomes. Let's just look at the crap on my desk. And I'm not sure that you're going to be able to see it quite like I do. But let's just look. Okay, my light is coming from there and there. I've got two small lamps that shoot light down on the table. So from where I'm looking, this brush, where it's metal here, is reflecting most of the light. So if I just look at where that light is and where the darkest shadow is, believe it or not, the darkest shadow on that is right next to the light. But that light continues all the way down the barrel of that brush. On the pencil, where it's not quite as reflective, sitting right next to it, it's getting more light from this side, and the highlight is right along the crease of where the pencil is bending. And then the darkest shadow is, believe it or not, at that panel right next to where the light is hitting. So if you just start paying attention to stuff like that, you would start improving like quickly, because it's nothing but shapes. And you've seen books that, you know, start you out drawing just like this. Draw an oval, draw some lines down from the oval, shade it, and all of a sudden that circle becomes a three-dimensional puck. So I think people freak themselves out about drawing. Look at all these wicked things you can draw. Maybe around Thanksgiving, Halloween, we'll do some scary, wicked drawings. I'm not big on scary and wicked, but yeah, I'd like to show you guys really how easy it is. And there's so many good artists out there. I love creating lettering. My zine will include some lettering, I'm sure. Draw what you see, not what it is. Well, you have to trick your brain, and that's why Betty Edwards wrote a book, Drawing on the Right Side of Your Brain. Sometimes if you're drawing something, like, okay, let's say we're going to draw that kneaded eraser. Rather than drawing the kneaded eraser, I might draw the shape around the negative shape, not draw what you're seeing, but what's around it. A chair is a good example of that. Don't draw a chair like if it's got rods in the back. Don't draw that rod. Draw the shape that the rods next to each other make, and you're more likely to get accurate perspective that way, because it looks like it's got 12 dowels of wood on the back. Well, it does have 12, but as it's moving away from you, those dowels are getting closer together. And that's why if you draw the negative shape, all of a sudden you've got the perspective and you didn't even realize it. Ice cream cone. Another one that draws really fun things, and the ice cream cone made me think of her, was Helen Elliston. Dee Dee has shown those books on her channel. I have them as well. But drawing is something you can do when you're sitting watching TV or anything. I would recommend everybody at least give it a try. And Barbara Clark, you do a lot of Zentangle. You know, there's all different kinds of drawing. Like, I don't know, would you guys call that art? I didn't really draw anything. All I did was draw the shape of the stencil, paint it in, and then use product to finish it. But I feel like that's art. Hi, Jasper. So, yeah, I think you just need to change the way you think about it. Water puddles. Would you even want to? But then after you've done it, it's like, well, that was easy as hell. I am drawing a Pac-Man frog. Oh my gosh. Okay, that sounds good, Raul. I hope you're feeling better. I hope your feet are getting better. Like this ribbon, this one would have been a really good one to draw. Let's just do it real quick. Because this is just, okay, draw a curvy line. Okay. Oh, shoot. I'll draw it with ink. And I'm only going to draw a portion of it because it comes over here and then comes back down and around. Okay, let's just start with that. Okay, and then to turn it three-dimensional, give that its edge. And you've just created the back side, right? See how we turned it from a line into something dimensional, like that quick? So every place there's a curve, draw a line down. And then we could just shade that, shade that. Well, because this is coming around, there's going to be shading here too. But if the light's hitting it straight on, and you could not go all the way up to the top, and you could actually create another layer of dimension there. All right.
Here's your mail.
I'll set it there. That's fine. Is that top one from Dee Dee?
From who?
Dee Dee Willingham.
Sure is.
I want it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got your Happy Mail, Dee Dee.
There's a Janet Young.
I don't want any of the rest of it. You can put the rest of it. If it's not from somebody I like, goes in the trash.
Okay.
Thank you, honey.
Oh, you want me to get rid of it?
No, let me look at it first.
Okay.
I'm sure it's all junk, but all right, we're not going to get too heavy into this. But see what I'm talking about? Taking something as simple as a curvy line and turning it into something that has dimension. Now we'll go ahead and finish that, that, and that. And you've turned a curvy line into a ribbon. And take your little got Happy Mail, Dee Dee. I think I know what it is because I asked for it. How cool is that? Might be the monkey image. That's what I'm thinking, Dee Dee. Monkey image. We're opening it up. It's really damp because it's rained like crazy all day. And Dee Dee really does not want you to get into your Happy Mail. That's the only thing I could say for certain about Dee Dee, is she really doesn't want you opening up this envelope. Ooh, I like the manatee stamp. Oh, look at how cute it is. All right, we have to put this aside because we have more important stuff right now. Check it out. I asked for this. I just came right out and said, can I have that? Look at the monkey on a bike. This came out of, I don't even remember which. Was it a Portos book, Dee Dee? But she was flipping through it. It was the Circus Ephemera. And I saw that little monkey on the bike. I didn't mean she had to send the whole damn page, but she did. But I saw that monkey on the bike, and I said, can I have the monkey on the bike? She could have kept the train and the tent and all the other stuff. I mean, I'll use it, but thank you, Dee Dee. But what I really wanted was that little guy right there. Isn't he cute? Okay, this is a Portos and Kate Curry book. Thank you, Dee Dee. He's a monkey guy. My camera got a little crooked there, didn't it? I'll save the manatee stamp because I like the postage. Oh, and you know what? When I was cleaning yesterday, Dee Dee, I found the postage ephemera book that I bought that I had forgotten that I had bought. And look I got a monkey. Now, you could draw that monkey that Dee Dee drew. Any of us could. And it looks just like him. He's so cute. All right. So how many of you feel like you're going to try drawing something that you might not have drawn before? Huh? Huh? These white pages really mess with the light, don't they? I don't know if she ends up showing. Okay, here. She shows you the steps to go. She didn't draw the evil one here, but the steps to draw. And then you could get inventive and do the evil face. And this one apparently is broken down by holiday seasons and events. So should be a little bit of everything in here. So it's my first time drawing a Pac-Man frog. I can say, Raul, I don't believe I have ever drawn a Pac-Man frog. You and Dee Dee have had me drawing things I never thought I would for the last 3 years. See, Dee Dee, Terry, the cool thing about that, and I love hearing that, and I know Dee Dee does too, because I'm not going to speak for Dee Dee, but I would say for me, for sure. I don't think I'm such a great artist or anything, but I think the community is valuable. And so if I could show you something that is intriguing, get you to try something, because one thing I know for certain, when I was working and had family and everything, I didn't have time to do anything for myself. You know, I mean, we took the kids skiing and stuff that I enjoyed. It wasn't like my life was nothing but drudgery, but drawing is something that is, or art in general, is just for me. And I would say as you get older and your kids leave home and you're an empty nester and you retire and you have a lot of time on your hands, having a hobby or something you love doing is crucial. You'll go crazy if you don't. So if this is something that you like, whether you like pencils and pens and paint and whatever, and you want to get better at it, none of us, I don't think, are going to be George O'Keeffe or Rembrandt or anything like that. But we have something that we love, that we enjoy, that is just ours. And so I think Dee Dee and I appreciate when we get feedback that you found something that we've put out there beneficial, that has enriched your life. It's not going to change my life other than make me feel happy knowing that Terry is now drawing things and she's proud of the things she's drawing. So, you know, you guys may not realize that that's how you pay us back, you know, is that I love doing this because I like hanging out with you goofballs. But I think more importantly is that you have something for you, that you have an outlet to share it with other people. And that's why I think this community is so valuable, is that we all have a common thing that we like. We can all get better. And if we help each other in that way, let's do that. Let's do more of that. Let's do it in other areas of our life, right? You just have, oh, Terry, get out of here. You're so beyond that, you nutcase. She does. That's another thing about Terry. She has a great imagination for taking three seemingly unrelated things and building something out of it. Yeah, that is a talent that Terry definitely has. But I think it's a talent that all of us can work toward improving. And Vale, if whatever you're trying comes out abstract, good on you, girl. So a few days ago, Jimmy Kimmel had a 12-year-old art prodigy on. His work is Cubism Abstract. One of his pieces sold for $200. Is his name Hunter Biden, Barbara? I'm only kidding. I just find it hysterical that all of a sudden he's a freaking artist. He went, never mind. I'm happy. I think there are art prodigies, music prodigies, whatever. I think there are those things, and some people have natural talent. It's either natural talent, but also those people, like, they do the time. They sit on their butt and do the drawing. They sit down at the piano and do those scales. I mean, it doesn't just come out of nowhere. You've got to try and get better at it. Well, Ruth, good. And don't judge your work. I think that's another thing that that most people do is, well, my work's not Dee Dee's work. If I compared everything I did to Dee Dee's work, I would never do anything. Dee Dee has put in some amazing time. And she's not afraid to put herself out there, because all of us could just say, no, I don't want to be judged that way. I don't give a rat's ass if you judge me. How about that? Judge away. Judge away. But you're here. And if you got something out of it, then I'm happy. And that's pretty much what I want. Because at the end of the day, it is all about me. Right? Yeah, Dee Dee's put in the time. And she's faster than everybody on earth. Jesus. She's faster than all of us combined, actually. So anyway, now I'm done lecturing. Anything else you need me to lecture you on? And I hope somebody drew along. And if you were exposed to something you didn't know before, woohoo! If he's great, then so am I. Just saying. Okay, Raul, I'll go look. And that's just 22 years, right, Dee Dee? And we're old bags by now. Okay, Martha. Thanks for coming. Glad to know you're still out there kicking. I think I lost my phone. I know I lost my phone. I was just going to, oops, what did I do? All right. All right, you guys, I'll look for it later. Thanks for coming, Barbara. All right, you knuckleheads. I'll see you Wednesday morning over at Dee Dee's. And Dee Dee, thank you for the monkey on the bike. He's so cute. All right. Go out and try and be kind. And love you guys. Look for what zines? Oh, the Australia zines. Yeah, I'm going to, Dee Dee. Yeah, I'll look for them in the suitcase. I'll do that. Bye, Linda. Give Tim hugs. All right. Love you guys. See you. Gotta go. See you. Bye.